Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. Y'all been showing love, y'all been liking, commenting, viewing the videos, helping this channel to grow. So as I promised, I'm back with more information. In this video, we're going to discuss the real reason your paperwork gets ignored and why status correction alone isn't enough and what you're missing. This video is going to go deep in detail in a short period of time so you can still be, have your attention span without boring you too much. But it's going to be helpful because I think it's going to put even more things into perspective for you guys. Today is December 2nd, 2025, and anything on this channel and anything in this presentation is for educational purposes only. It is not financial or legal advice, as we are not licensed to do those things. However, this is real life application from people doing this for themselves, including myself. So without further ado, let's jump in. Before we begin, y'all already know I ask y'all guys to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, because you want to know when the next time I'm going to make videos. I'm trying to make a video every day. The more subscribers we get, the more engagement we get on this channel, the more content we will push out. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Once you subscribe, it should look like this. Then I want you guys to hit that bell right there and turn on post notifications so you know whenever we go live and whenever we post a video, you'll be the first one to know. You'll get direct notifications so that you can come show love and get that information when it's hot and fresh out the press. I want you guys to comment below like you've been doing. I appreciate all of you who have been commenting. If you have any ideas or any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. We'll try to get to them as soon as possible. And lastly, share this video with other like-minded individuals. You definitely want to spread this information because I feel like the more people who know this, the quicker this whole system can just implode its own self. It has to happen from the inside out, meaning the people have to take those steps. So share this with other like-minded individuals. You never know who you may help. And I said lastly, but I was wrong. I forgot to tell y'all guys to smash that like button if you haven't already. Every time you hit that like button, you're telling YouTube that this content is interesting. And YouTube, guess what? You should push it out to more people so more people can know about this information. Not only is it helping others, but it's helping this channel and this platform to grow and to continue to hit y'all with the freshest, most broken down information so that you guys can understand it in the most easiest way. We try to make it so simple because literally it may not be easy, but it's definitely simple when you have the proper foundation. So let's get into it. So you filed the paperwork, right? You sent a certified mail, you followed some YouTube video or some guru that promised remedy, but still my bad, guys. So I was saying, so you filed the paperwork, you sent a certified mail, you followed some YouTube video or guru that promised remedy, but still you didn't get anything. You didn't get no results, you didn't get no response, or worse, your paperwork was flat out ignored. Why? Because in the world of public versus private, it's not just what you send, it's who is sending it. Who is sending this mail? And how you're identified in the system. So let's go deep into what I mean by that. Sorry, my computer's acting janky. The public versus private trap. So most people don't understand this simple truth. Your social security number and your birth certificate name are public identifiers. In case you didn't know, I'm telling you guys now. That's the reason why they give you those things. It's no different than an inmate in prison or in jail. All right, they get an inmate number, right? Or it's no different than somebody who enlists themselves in the United States military. They get a number, I forget, it's a DD something number. So it's a public identifier, okay? They tie you to the public debtor franchise, aka the straw man, right? The straw man is a commercial vessel that was created by the state. All this activity is governed by statutory law and you don't own it. So every time you file documents, submit notices, or try to reclaim rights using the public entity, you're doing it from the position of a ward and not a creditor. So you're doing it, you're basically asking the state, hey, state, I know that I'm under your care and you do everything for me, but please, can you please just discharge this debt? And the state's like, who's sending this letter? And they look and they say, oh, no, this is debtor number 2154555. You know what I mean? And they're like, no, we can't do that because on this side, you're public and you owe. You're a debtor. You owe because you're acting as something that has no life and is a debtor by default, by creation. All right. So this is why the court won't listen to you. This is why the IRS don't send you no responses back. And this is why your paperwork usually gets trashed. That's the reality of it. It goes right in the shredder. All right. The social security number is your slave serial number. That's the reality of it. It's a slave serial number. It's how you use a social security number. But if you listen to those words, social programming, only if you go according to society, you have to follow society's rules. This is why you have this social number. Security, who's being secured here? And they're telling you right in that you're a security. A security in banking terminology means that you have some type of monetary value and they're trading your ass. So they're telling you with that SSN, that social security number, they're telling you that, which then ties you into a system that makes you a slave, a debtor, somebody who owes, somebody who who does not have the ability or competence to handle their own affairs. So I nicknamed the social security number, the slave serial number. When they say slavery existed, this is the only slavery that has existed and can be proven on paper all the way from the induction of the United States. This is the only thing that can be proven through history, as you can go through all of the acts and you can see when the social security number was implanted. You can see when this birth certificate shit was put in. All of it is done strategically so you can see it. And this is the only real slavery that took place on this land. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, y'all go check out my 4-part series where I'm talking about how America or the United States is going to fall. It's a 4-part series. The videos are like 3 hours long. You really got to be, willing to listen, but it breaks everything down from the beginning up into right where we are right now. All right. So let's be real. Your social security number isn't your number. If you flip the card over, it tells you if it's lost, who to send it to. The Social Security Administration, located in my hometown of Baltimore, Maryland, right? They're telling you where to send it. Mighty funny that Maryland is one of the 13 colonies. Maryland is one of the 13 colonies, and I'll let you guys put that together, right? During colonization, there were 13 colonies set up in several states, and each one of those states, ironically, is the states where the true American Indians resided before they were moved out and exterminated, right? But that's another story. It goes deep, guys. So your social security number does not belong to you, right? It's an employee ID issued by the corporation known as the United States. You are nothing but a glorified employee labeled a citizen. It tracks the public vessel and its transactions. It doesn't represent you as a living man or woman. And it definitely doesn't represent a trustee or grantor position. So when you submit your paperwork under this number, you're just an unpaid intern trying to file claims without authority. So on paper, you don't have the authority to do these things. You're a slave within this system. Or should I make it sound better? You're an employee under this corporation. So you have to do what is the laws, codes, and statutes of this corporation are the employee handbook guidelines. All right. You got to follow that. So the EIN is not automatically private either. A lot of people think that the EIN is automatically private just from them applying for it, but that's not true. So let's find out why people are getting confused. An EIN, employer identification number, is not automatically private. In fact, most EINs are treated just like social security numbers as public business entities because of how the SS4 form was filled out. So let me say that again. It's not about having an EIN. It's about how you created it. How is that EIN created? What did you put on that SS4 in the creation of this entity's EIN number? All right. It's not about having an EIN. It's about how it's created. All right. If you requested an EIN using your social security number as a responsible party, so if you go online on their portal and you apply for a social security number, you apply for a EIN, they're going to automatically ask for your social security number, which is going to tie you to that as a responsible party. You can't get past that when you go on the online portal. But when you fill out that SS4 form, you can enter in what you want to enter in, and they have to follow it as you entered it. That's why sometimes it's best to do it on paper. But anyway, if you select the wrong entity type, you've just created another public entity. This means the IRS and courts still can see you as a ward of the system and not a private trust operating with lawful capacity. How the FGT changes the game. So here's the real shift that happens. Here's where the real shift happens. Excuse me. When you create a foreign grantor trust, also known as the FGT, properly named and structured, and then apply for an EIN using private strategy, aligning your name as a trustee, not the grantor, and list the trust as the responsible party with the proper codes and treaty language on file, that EIN becomes a private identifier for a private entity. All right. So that foreign grantor trust is to be established from the break as a private entity that is now a private identifier. That EIN is a private identifier for a private entity. So now you're acting from a position of law and not statute. Now you're the one managing the estate and not begging for remedy. See, you have to put yourself in proper capacity, enable for you to get the remedy you're looking for. This is why we teach how to properly structure your foreign grantor trust and how to fill out the Form SS4 step by step inside DTB Academy's private banking course. And the links are in the description box below if you're interested in joining that course. Why most paperwork gets tossed. Here's the part they don't tell you. When a document arrives to a court or agency, the first thing they check is, who is this from? Who? Because in the courtroom, especially the lower courts, they're pretty much looking for it to be from the defendant or the plaintiff or some type of lawyers, right? So they have to identify who this is from. The next question is this coming from a valid private entity or a public entity? And the last one is this individual recognized as having standing? What type of standing do they have? Let's recognize it and put it where we need it to go. Let's figure out who this is from and how we're going to treat them. If it comes from a name in all caps with a social security number, trash. If it comes from a trust or entity without proper registration format or treaty codes, trash. If your documents contradict each other, have mismatched names, or you fail to establish your role in the trust, trash. The paper trail is where the power is. All right. Remedy is never given. It's always proven. You have to if you're saying that they did something, you hold the burden of proof. So you have to prove it by creating a wonderful, well put together paper trail. All right. That is the foundation of remedy. You must build a paper trail that shows you're the living man or woman acting in trustee capacity. You created and control a private trust, not a public LLC. Your notices come from a private entity with its own EIN. You've notified the proper agencies with record of mailing. You rescinded or clarified public presumptions, which is like your signature revocation or power of attorney revocation, etc. And in the DTB Academy, we walk through exactly how to build this paper trail so no one can say you didn't establish standing. We teach you how to do it from beginning to end for beginners and people who pretty much have a little bit of understanding. You can jump right in and it's going to make so much sense to you. We put all the pieces together. And again, the links are in the description box below. Standing is everything. Courts don't care about your sob story. Agencies don't care about your handwritten affidavit. They only care about jurisdiction and capacity. So when you show up as the trustee of a properly structured foreign grantor trust with an EIN created in honor under private process, you now have standing, authority, and lawful power to challenge contracts, offset debts, reclaim misapplied funds, demand remedy. Okay, this is why our DTB private banking course exists, to remove confusion and give you the exact format, steps, templates, and mailing strategies to make this work. But you have to take your time and make sure that you fully comprehend all the information given before you execute anything. And of course, as always, fact check everything that we say on this channel and within our private community. No more guessing. We don't do guesswork in the DTB community. We actually take our time and study, and we make sure we update our information on a regular basis because things change every day. You can't still be doing the outdated SPC process from 10, 15, 20 years ago and expect that it works the same way that it did 10, 15, or 20 years ago. By now, with all of the AI that they're using, they know instantly that where to put those documents. All right. So we have to be a lot more proactive in these processes and not just follow information that we see on the internet. Again, fact check everything. So if you tried following these things before and they got ignored, now you know why. You were operating in the public. You had the wrong capacity. You didn't have a private EIN tied to a proper trust or proper name trust. You didn't have the proper roles or paperwork to place or in place, and you couldn't prove authority. We fix all that and we do it step by step in our teachings and within our community. And again, all links are in the description box below for any of you who are interested in our offerings or to join our private community. Join the DTB Academy. This isn't theory, this is structure. This is about getting private remedy through lawful strategy. Inside DTB Academy's private banking course, you'll get full video lesson walkthroughs that show, and you have like a live phone call of the FGT setup, SS4 templates and EIN cover letters, treaty notifications, mailing strategies, sample trust naming conventions, examples of correct and incorrect submissions, because everything that you do, we look over, and access to support materials, downloads, and future updates, because we're always updating our information. Everything in our course is set up like a college course, so it's very well put together, and it's something that you can follow along with easy, and it makes sense, and you can't just go in there and skip around. It's in order, and it's done in a process of which you would actually do these things, so you're not just learning or getting templates and just clicking around and trying to figure out how you're to do it. Everything is set up so you'll know how to do it and what's the next steps to take, what not to do, and all of that stuff. And it's videos, live videos, all types of things in there. We got a lot of 5-star reviews. Go check out our links in the description box below so you can see for yourself. But it's a community within a community, because not only do you get access to the information in our courses, but you also get access to our private Telegram chat where we really, discuss things on a regular basis. We have pop-up quizzes in there. We do a lot of fun things in there, and questions being asked, other people sharing their remedies, people showing, what they've gotten, what they're doing, what they're going through. And it's a support group for those who are serious about joining a community that they can actually grow with, and not just be feeling like they're in this process with a bunch of people who are running around trying to figure these things out, asking thousands of questions. We give the support that I feel like is very necessary in this field with this with teaching this type of stuff. I feel like you should have more support when it comes to things that are so new to people. A lot of people don't really they're new to this. They're new to the words, the terminologies, the laws. So I feel like the support is super needed. So it is reserved only for those who are active subscribers to any tier on our Patreon channel, link below, and any of our DTB Academy courses. Again, those links are below. All right. In the DTB Academy, we don't just teach, we equip you with the power to act, because you're going to be confident in the information that you're getting. We get wins on a regular basis. Some people share them privately, some people share them publicly within the Telegram chat, but everything's there. Before we move forward, I'd like to tell you guys too that we have DTB is hosting 2 upcoming boot camps that we think will help you out a lot. If you're new to any of the private processes, such as status correction and private banking, or if you're somebody who's been doing them and you still have so many questions, or you don't know what steps to take, we're hosting a 4-week private process boot camp with live walkthroughs of every step of both the status correction and private banking processes. This boot camp comes with 7-day replay access to each class. We'll be hosting 1 class every Saturday in January of 2026, starting January 4th, 2026. And with each class, you'll get bonus info guides. You get all of this for just $88.88. And the last day for access is January 2nd, 2026. So if you're interested, you want to go ahead and read the description box below. It tells you how to make the payment for those things if you're interested. And our next boot camp is the DTB Business Boot Camp, where we'll be teaching you guys how to start, manage, and operate a private business, how to situate the business for funding. You're going to be learning in-depth easy to follow tricks to build generational wealth. And also you get a 7-day replay, access to all the classes, and bonus info guides to all the classes as well. We will also be hosting one class for 4 weeks. The dates and times are to be determined. Right now we have early bird pricing at $177 for those 4 weeks until December 19th. But after December 19th, the price will go up to $297. This business bootcamp will equip you with the next steps on how to move privately and build income off of your privacy. So if this is something you feel like you want to know, all the information for this is in the description box below. Call to action for those of you who are really ready to get real remedy. If you're serious about remedy, if you're done being ignored and you're ready to learn how to really operate from the private, then again, the DTB Academy is for you. This community is something that will help you. You should join the Academy. All the links are in the description box below. You want to enroll in the status correction or private banking courses. We do also have other courses as well. And we do have a United Kingdom status correction course for those of you who are across the sea and want to learn this as well. Because a lot of people from the UK tell me there's no one over there that they can talk to about these kind of things because most people are still relying on the system or they're blind to it entirely. But in the community, you'll learn how to begin building your paper trail and taking real lawful action. The system was designed to keep you confused. It wasn't designed for you to know that this is a reality. It's set up for you to consent to lies so that they can keep lying. We were designed to make sure you are never confused again. If you made it to this point in the video, you're a real one. I want to thank you for being here. I thank you guys for supporting this channel. Continue to show support whenever you can. We appreciate it, and we'll continue to share videos and more information. And again, if you haven't subscribed at this point, you might as well do it because you made it to the end. So you must like this content. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. If you haven't done it yet by now, you should like this video and the information that was given. And if you want to follow along with us on a normal basis, go ahead and turn on post notifications so you'll know whenever we go live and whenever we post a video or short. You'll be the first one to get that hot news fresh off the press. I appreciate you guys for being here. Stay sharp, stay private, stay sovereign. I'll see you in the next one.